Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tony's Comic Spotlight. In this weekly episodic series, I spotlight some of the best comics put to print. In this episode, we celebrate the first appearances of the Clown Prince of Crime himself, the Joker, and the Catwoman, simply referred to as the Cat, by shining the spotlight on Batman issue number 1 from 1940. If you're enjoying the content, please feel free to like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos. Feel free to leave a comment as well. I hope you enjoy the videos. And now, on to our featured story. Story number 1, The Legend of the Batman, Who He Is and How He Came to Be. 15 years ago, Bruce Wayne is walking home from a movie with his father, Thomas Wayne, and his mother. They are approached by a mugger who tries to grab his mother's necklace. Thomas Wayne shouts for the mugger to leave her alone and menaces him. The mugger shoots Thomas Wayne dead, saying that he asked for it. Bruce's mother is horrified and calls for the police. The mugger shoots and kills her also, so she'll stop screaming. The young Bruce is horrified. Several days later, he kneels next to his bed by candlelight and makes a solemn vow. He swears by the spirit of his parents to avenge their deaths by spending the rest of his life warring on all criminals. Years pass and Bruce Wayne prepares for his career. He becomes a master scientist, trains his body to physical perfection. Finally, one night, he is sitting in his father's mansion thinking about his future. His father's estate left him wealthy, but he needs a disguise. He knows that criminals are a superstitious and cowardly lot, so his disguise must be able to strike terror into their hearts. He must become a black, terrible creature of the night. Just then, a huge bat flies through the open window, like an answer to his question. Bruce Wayne declares that this is an omen, and he shall become a bat. Thus was born this weird figure of the dark, this avenger of evil, the Batman. Story number 2, The Joker. The Joker announces on the radio that he will kill Henry Clayridge and steal the Clayridge diamond at midnight. A cordon of cops guard Clayridge's home, but he dies anyway at midnight with a grotesque smile on his face. He's been dosed much earlier with a delayed action treatment of the Joker's venom. The police then discover that the diamond was already stolen and that it was replaced with a glass one, and the Joker has left behind his calling card, a Joker. Later, the Joker goes on radio and announces that he will kill Jay Wilde and steal the Ronker's ruby. Once again, a cordon of police fails to safeguard the victim, who is killed at exactly midnight with a poisoned dart by the Joker hiding in a suit of armor. The Joker deploys a paralyzing gas against the police and departs with his loot. But a mobster named Brute Nelson, who is enraged that the Joker is pulling off all these jobs that he had planned to do, sends word out that he thinks that the Joker is a coward. Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson hear about this and suspect a trap. Batman goes to the mobster's house. The Joker is also there and he shoots and kills Nelson, but he is pursued by Batman. However, the Joker gets the upper hand by knocking Batman off a bridge. Luckily, Batman survives. The Joker then resumes his work by announcing that he will kill Judge Drake. The Joker impersonates the police chief and kills the judge with Joker venom and leaves. Robin has been stationed outside to follow whoever comes out, and he trails the killer to an abandoned house where the Joker turns the tables on him and captures Robin. The soles of Robin's shoes have been painted with a special chemical, and Batman used infrared goggles to follow his trail, arriving just in time to save him from an injection of Joker venom. And there's a big fight. The Joker sprays Batman with the same paralyzing gas that had taken out a whole squad of cops, but Batman just shakes it off, grabs Robin, and escapes. The Joker also manages to escape. Robin then tells Batman that the Joker was saying that he was going after the Cleopatra necklace owned by Otto Drexel. Batman and Robin arrive while the robbery is still in progress. The Joker uses all of his ammunition, shooting Batman in the chest. Batman has on a bulletproof vest. Joker loses and is sent to the state penitentiary, although he vows to escape. Story number 3, The Giants of Hugo Strange. Professor Hugo Strange returns with a growth formula that changes Asylum inmates into 10-foot-tall man monsters that wreak havoc on Gotham City. Batman is captured and injected with the serum, but manages to escape and create an antidote. Batman then punches Strange out the window into the murky waters below. Batman then pilots the Batplane and kills many of Strange's henchmen and some of the monsters with machine gun fire. He also manages to hang one of the monsters with his bat rope. He finally kills the last monster by throwing tear gas pellets while it is atop a skyscraper, causing it to fall to its death. Story number 4, The Cat. An elderly socialite, Mrs. Travers, is going on a yacht trip with several select friends and a $500,000 emerald necklace. Suspecting that some crook or other will try to steal it, Dick Grayson gets a job as a steward, as Batman has other business elsewhere. Soon Dick has some suspects. Denny, Mrs. Travers' favorite nephew, who has borrowed lots of money from his aunt in the past and brought an elderly guest, Miss Peggs, with him. Wallace, Mrs. Travers' doctor, who frequently borrows money to pay off gambling debts, and Mrs. Travers' brother Roger, who wants money to cover stock market losses. Denny throws a piece of paper over the side of the yacht, but the wind blows it back to Dick. The letter is from the cat, asking Denny to keep Mrs. Travers away from her room. Suspecting the theft is about to take place, Dick hurries to the cabin, but Mrs. Travers has already discovered the theft. A boat claiming to be the Coast Guard approaches, but is actually full of mobsters after the necklace. The mobsters content themselves with stealing everything else, but when they go to shoot someone for protecting his wife, Dick barrels into them and gets knocked into the sea. He takes this chance to turn into Robin. Meanwhile, the mobsters leave satisfied with their takings. They race away, but Batman appears and knocks them around. Robin has surfaced and joins in with an object lesson consisting of him versus 4 unarmed mobsters. The crooks quit to stop Robin from hitting them anymore, and Batman proves that without their guns, crooks are cowards through and through. They return to the yacht, and Batman crashes a fancy dress party to be awarded with the first prize. He returns the stolen loot, and Robin sets off the fire alarm. This is a trap to persuade the cat to reveal their identity. Mrs. Pegg races off surprisingly well for someone with a bad ankle, but the dynamic duo still catch her. Batman pulls off her wig and removes her makeup to reveal a pretty girl. The necklace is hidden under her bandage. Denny tries to take the necklace, but Batman knocks him out. The cat tries to persuade Batman to join her as king of crime, but he refuses. Then, despite leaving Denny on the yacht, Batman takes the cat to the police himself. However, the cat jumps over the side, and Batman lets her escape. He is clearly smitten. Story number 5, The Joker Returns. 2 days after the Joker is captured, he manages to escape using explosive chemicals hidden in his false teeth and begins to cause more trouble. At home, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson hear the news on the radio, and Bruce speculates that the Joker is probably after vengeance. The Joker enters his secret laboratory through a hidden entrance in the graveyard and starts plotting. He threatens Chief of Police Chalmers and kills him with a dart released with a phone call. The next day, a painting is stolen, and the owner of a stolen gem is found dead, grinning. Then the Joker threatens to steal the Cleopatra necklace. Bruce Wayne, hearing it on the radio, promises to stop him. That night, in the museum, the Joker emerges from a sarcophagus and uses his poison to incapacitate the guards. Batman appears and disarms him. The Joker seizes an axe and knocks out Batman. The police arrive and find the unconscious Batman and the missing necklace. Before the cops can remove Batman's cowl, he snaps awake and escapes out the window. A reformer, Edward Martin, calls for the capture of the Joker and is marked for death. That night, Martin is under guard and plays cards to calm down, but the pack is all Jokers and poison-laced, killing Martin. The next day, Bruce Wayne suggests a trap for the Joker to his friend Commissioner Gordon. The press prints a series of articles on the Fire Ruby, and despite suspecting a trap, the Joker goes for it. When he arrives, the police surround him, and he shoots, making for the roof. Robin, waiting for him, follows. Joker knocks him off the roof, but Robin grabs a flagpole to save himself. Running down to see if Robin has died, the Joker takes aim and is intercepted by Batman. Robin falls down and lands on the Joker. Batman and the Joker fight, and Joker stabs himself in the chest. Batman and Robin flee, leaving the police to find out that the Joker is still alive. The end. Here are some other stories that were featured in the first issue of Batman. Major Bixby and Bots, written by Paul Gustafson. Bob Kane, a text biography written by Whitney Ellsworth. Two Aces, a text story written by George Shute, Ginger Snap by Ted Ray, and Fast Facts feature by George Papp. This issue features the first appearance of the Joker. The Joker makes a chronologically earlier appearance as the Red Hood, as revealed in a flashback in Detective Comics issue number 168. Batman breaks the fourth wall, directly addressing the reader. Well, kids, there's your proof. Crooks are yellow without their guns. Don't go around admiring them. Rather, do your best in fighting them and all their kind. The Joker wasn't supposed to survive his first appearance. When the Joker was introduced in Batman number 1 in 1940, he was a minor character and the plan was to kill him off in that story, but he was spared by the book's editor, Whitney Ellsworth. According to comic book writer Steve Englehart in an NPR interview, Ellsworth said, "Wait a minute, this guy's pretty good." Batman wasn't meant to terminate the newly introduced villain. Instead, the Joker was supposed to accidentally take his own life by driving a knife into his own chest instead of Batman's. The scene plays out in the book, but instead of perishing, the Joker survives. This decision was made only after the art was already finished, leaving room for a final text change, in which a doctor pronounces the Joker is still alive. Even the Joker doesn't like Nazis. The Joker has a sick mind that perceives bloodshed as humorous, and there's a lot that makes the man laugh. One thing he doesn't laugh about is the Third Reich, and this is clear during a DC Marvel crossover called Batman and Captain America. In the story, the Red Skull hires the Joker to take an atomic bomb, which he ultimately succeeds in doing. When he returns it to his employer, he's horrified to learn who the Red Skull is, saying, "I may be a criminal lunatic, but I'm an American criminal lunatic." The Skull later threatens to blow up Washington, D.C., and the Joker's interference helps Captain America and Batman stop him. The Joker is based on a character from a 1928 silent film. The Joker may have seemed like he was inspired by a deck of playing cards, but in reality he was derived from a 1928 silent film called The Man Who Laughs by German filmmaker Paul Lenny, based on the novel of the same name by Victor Hugo. Joker creators Jerry Robinson, Bob Kane, and Bill Finger all told somewhat different accounts of the impetuousness for the Joker, but they all did agree that Finger drew an image of actor Conrad Veidt's character Gwynplaine from the film as a sketch of a Joker playing card. In the film, Gwynplaine has a permanently disfigured face, which results in his constant and unnerving smile. There were other inspirations for the character's clothing and mannerisms, but looking at an image of Veidt's Gwynplaine solidifies the notion that his face came from the character in The Man Who Laughs. This issue is the first appearance of Catwoman. She is simply referred to only as the Cat in this issue. Catwoman was banned by the Comics Code Authority. Back in 1954, the Comics Code Authority was created with the intent of removing nudity, crime, horror, and all things terror from comic books. This led to much of the camp from that era. No one able to ever push the boundaries. You couldn't even come within 10 feet of it. Case in point being Catwoman. They had to outright write her out of comics because she glamorized crime, which was a big no-no. The Cathead years. During the Golden Age, in Selina's first outing, she was simply a thief who had disguised herself as an old woman and was going by the name the Cat. By her third outing, she began wearing a large furry cat head mask and changed her name to Catwoman. Batman found himself completely flabbergasted by this femme fatale, allowing her to slip away once and even stopping Robin from leaping after her. While he declined an offer to give up crime fighting and join her crew, he did accept a kiss from the villain before she somersaulted away. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Tony's Comic Spotlight as we took a look at the first appearances of the Joker and the Catwoman in Batman #1 from 1940. If you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe and consider hitting the bell for future notifications. And coming up next time, we're going to do a special little book. I'm going to do a spotlight on Lobo's Convention Special, issue #1. No strategic first appearances, no deaths, nothing really significant. Just one of my favorite Lobo stories ever as he goes to a comic book convention trying to get a copy of his favorite comic, Superman 75. So that's coming up next. So until next time, everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. and I'll see you next time. Be safe, take care, and God bless.